Let me put it about right in the middle. Sorry about that. I didn't realize that the audio wasn't working. How are you guys doing today? Are you guys up late or just waking up? I could probably lower that a little bit. I don't think it needs to be that loud. Oh well, it's probably best you don't go right to sleep, Gabriel, or else you might get some funky dreams. So how was your guys' day? Nothing wrong with that, Jock. Sounds like a very productive day, Gabriel. That's good. And after you're done cleaning your place, feel free to swing on by here and clean mine. My day's been going fairly well. I've been very lazy. I'm still very sore from the workout that I had on Friday. My triceps are still very sore, so I'm just having trouble moving around. Hi, Silver. Don't let me keep you up, buddy. You know, there will be a there will be another workout another day. Sleep is more important. Yeah, I get a. It won't be a whole lot of cleaning, but I could use. I have a nasty habit of not emptying my dishwasher when I need to, which is probably the epitome of being lazy. You know, we live in a time where we have a machine that will clean our dishes for us, and I'm too lazy just to take them out and put them away. So, occasionally, Silver. If I do other cam shows, it will be on one of the websites that are in the bio below, or they will be recorded and uploaded directly to my OnlyFans. I try to hand wash like my pots and pans and stuff because I have those really nice red copper pans. So they just mostly just use like a once over and they're clean. But for like my plates and my silverware stuff, they usually get eaten off of, soaked, and then wiped off and then dishwashered. I'm sure that if I didn't have a dishwasher, I would probably do a better job of washing my dishes. That way, I wouldn't fall behind so often. You know, it would just be like, you eat off of a plate, you let the cats lick it, and then you bring it to the kitchen, you wipe it off, and you put it away. But since I am not a smart man, I say, well, you know, I'll just let the dirty dishes stack up. And then when I run out of forks, I'll go ahead and load the dishwasher up. Which is just a super smart plan, you know. That's the way you want to do things. Usually I'll go in ebbs and flows of like being really on top of it and then falling behind. So right now I'm on top of it, but it's my house is always like one dishwasher load worth of being completely clean, so I never fall too far behind where I'm eating out of like I'm eating directly out of the pot because I don't have any clean bowls, or eating my cereal with my hands because I'm out of spoons. Usually what I'll do is, you know, I'll have my phone on me and I'll put it on like a YouTube video or something where I don't have to watch, but it could be like a video podcast or whatever, and I can listen. And I'll have that on while I cook. And depending on what I'm cooking, as long as I don't have to stay on top of it, you know, rather than just sitting there watching the pot boil or whatever, I will I'll empty or load the dishwasher. And it's not like I have a bunch of small things, so it's not like I'm running back and forth putting stuff away. It's usually a quick job. I'm just a lazy fella. But you guys knew that already. That's a smart way to do it, Gabriel. Usually, usually I end up making way more food than I can eat in one sitting. So like if I have to dirty up a pan to cook taco meat or something, I'll make the pan, I'll make my food out of it, and then I'll let it cool off, and then I usually try to keep a good amount of Tupperware clean, because some days I'll make a bigger dinner so that I need to put away the mashed potatoes and the vegetables and the meat. Some days I just need to put away 4 pounds of tuna salad or something. So it varies. Although if I end up making too much of a mess, I'm also always like 1 or 2 dishwasher loads away from just having nothing. So, because I eat a lot, so I'm constantly dirtying up dishes and stuff, and it's hard for me to just like eat my breakfast or whatever and just immediately run and put the plate in the sink, because I have a bunch of little babies who just stare at me waiting for me to put the plate down so they can lick it. So I can put it down, let everybody clean the plate, and then go do something. But it's not like I try not to stack too many plates, in my bedroom. And when I have trouble walking to my bed because I'm stepping over dirty plates, that's usually about the time where I say, okay, I can go ahead and clean this place up a little bit. But that rarely happens. Not to say it hasn't happened, but we're all human. Gosh. Yeah, we all have those little habits, but we're grown men. We can figure out when the point to clean everything up is. So it never gets too out of hand. And usually if it does get like a little out of hand, it's always like, okay, well, I'm going to end up going to pee, 5 times in the next 2 hours. Every time I get up to go pee, I'm just going to grab a stack of dishes and I'll be done. So it's never too bad. God, this really sucks. It's funny. Usually after an intense workout, on my chest, tricep, shoulder day, I'll mostly feel it in my chest, and my chest is a little sore, but I guess I just went a little too hard on all the tricep stuff because like it's just so, it's really deep in there, and it's it should be a reminder to myself to not be stupid and do stupid things that will hurt. But you know, we have a nasty habit of immediately forgetting the things that that we should learn. It's nice. It's nice being sore because it's like it's good and it's bad, you know. It's like oh, wow, you know, I got a really good chest pump. You know, my chest is just so sore, and it's like, yeah, I really did good. At the same time, it sucks, and like I just every little thing, like just trying to straighten my arm out, just like there's no triceps activation that I'm doing here. I'm just straightening my arm out, and it's just throbbing. It's just like it's sore to the touch. But it's not like I'm not used to it. I don't want to, because you guys are here often enough to know that I'm always sore. It's a fact of life now. Like I'm like when I talk to a lady, and she's trying, and like we're trying to get to know each other. I'm like, okay, this is what I do. You know, these are the animals I have. This is what I eat. This is what I like to do for fun. Also, I am always going to be in a bad mood because I am never not in pain. It's either my chest is so sore I can't breathe, my arms are so sore I can't wash my hair, my legs are so sore that I can't stand up from the toilet. It's always something. So be aware that if we're ever together and you want to go to a movie, you have to let me know a couple of days in advance so that I, you know, don't work hamstrings so that I can actually sit in a movie theater seat. Or oh, you want to go bowling? Oh, well, make sure I don't do biceps that day because my arms are going to be so sore I can't lift the ball. And it's like, oh, well, you kind of get used to the pain, right? Now you never get used to it. It's constant. And it's entirely my fault because I don't warm up the way I should. I mean, I warm up, but I don't. Maybe I don't warm up adequately enough. Maybe I don't stretch enough. Maybe I don't limit myself to the things I know I can and can't do. Restricting myself to only a certain amount of sets so I don't overdo it. Keeping in mind that I'm going to be working chest. And it's a lot of chest, but there's some triceps. Then I'm going to go do triceps, and that's all triceps. And then I'm going to go over to front delts, and I'm going to stack up the weight so I can move some front delts. But hey, guess what? That's not just front delts that you're working. That little move right there, where you're trying to hitch it up, that's triceps. So I'm trying to get a new personal best on, you know, on my shoulder presses, getting my front delt, and I'm like, okay, and I'm getting right here. And my tricep is so sore that I can't lock out. It's stupidity. That's what it is. It's just that's what it boils down to. Is just me being an idiot and not learning from. It's like what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting different results. Well, that's me. I'm going to do the same stupid thing constantly and then wonder why the same thing keeps happening. I've uh, I've never tried the rock climbing, and I'll be honest with you, Gabriel, I never will. Uh, I am terrified of heights. Like, I have high ceilings in my house, and I have a hard time climbing the ladder to change a light bulb. There's no way that even on one of those rock walls where they cinch you up and you're completely stable and you can fall from 100 feet or 1 foot and they're going to catch you. I couldn't do it. Plus, rock climbing, it's a lot of grip strength, which I'm lacking. I don't have great grip strength, and that's an all over body workout. So even on like the kids version of rock walls, I wouldn't be able to do it because my I'd lose my footing. I'd look down and see the ground 3 feet from under me and be like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. I wouldn't be able to hold on to the little thing. Trying to imagine seeing those people who actually go out and they climb the sides of mountains. It's so impressive at the same time. It doesn't seem real. Like, how can you do that? How can you be able to grab something that's barely protruding out and be able to hold on to it and then have the strength to hammer in one of those little nails and hook in your rope? And no, not for me. Nothing. I get no way. Like, there's that's why I like being here. I'm in my little safe space, in my temperature controlled home gym with nobody else here. I'm safe in my little cocoon. That's exactly right, Jock. Yeah, that's very true. It's important to try new things and then try to get over your fears. But I've had to do some home improvements around my house, and it's just like I get a couple of steps off the ladder, and it's just my legs shake, and I'm not afraid of the height, and I'm not afraid so much of falling. What I'm afraid of is that sudden stop that happens at the end. Like, I get scared if I couldn't walk on a, like, I could be standing in the middle of the Golden Gate Bridge where it's like 50 feet on either side of me that has ground, but I'm still on something that's not on, that's being elevated, I would be scared because I just, knowing it's there, you know, like I can watch a movie where somebody's really close to a railing, you know, like if somebody's just on a balcony and they're looking over their railing, it terrifies me. Just, and I think it's gotten worse over time. I think a lot of my issues have gotten worse over time because of my increasingly immobility, just staying more at the house. It's funny though. I'm not afraid of flying. I've flown many times, and I've never been afraid of flying. But I guess that's because there's not an open space around me. You know what scares me more than flying is the idea of having to navigate the airport. Like, I hate crowded areas. So, like, being thrust into the middle of a large group of people, not knowing exactly where to go, and trying to figure it out among all the chaos, it's like a crippling disease. It's just like, the thought of it is just like, I know it wouldn't be that bad because I've been in large groups before. You know, as a wrestler, I've been in front of hundreds and thousands of people who are all staring at me. So it's not like it's a situation, but the idea of like it's like a bad dream, being plucked out and being in the middle of an airport, not knowing where my gate is, and just frantically trying to look around. It just, I don't know if it's just social anxiety or whatever it might be. It seems a little ridiculous, but I don't do well in certain circumstances where I just being around other people doesn't do it for me. Let me know if I'm clanking too loud. Let's see. I'm afraid that, you know, maybe there's like a 10-foot wall that I could practice on before I get to the 15-foot wall or whatever. Or maybe there's a 5-foot wall where I could just climb up a little bit. I think that I'm in terrible cardio shape. So having to expend that much energy, I feel like I would climb up 2 steps and just be exhausted and pass out. So I would probably need to spend the next year of my life doing cardio so that I don't get tired tying my shoes. And then work on my grip strength so that I could do it. We haven't had a terrible workout tonight. I'm not. I'm not pushing as much weight as I should. But I've been doing different exercises. I was afraid that if I try to do my shoulder day laying on the bench like I usually do, then I would end up falling asleep. Well, Jock, some people say that they have a fear of snakes, and I say that's bullshit. What you have is a keen level of evolution, because as an evolved man, you know that snakes are not supposed to be your friend. And you've evolved to the point where you know snakes will fucking kill you. So that's just being a smart person, you know? Like if you had a fear of chickens, okay, you know, that might be a little irrational. But snakes are predators who will kill you. So it's not what you are is a man of sound mind. Like evolutionarily, we're supposed to be afraid of things like that. Yes, I'll continue watching. Why do you... Okay. Like, I don't like spiders, but if I see a spider, I don't run out of my house and burn the house down. I understand that spiders have a certain purpose in removing other insects. So it's like, as long as I don't see a spider, if it's in my house, I don't care. Of course, if I see a spider, I'm not so cool about it. I could never have a pet snake. I mean, just because I have cats and I would be afraid of somebody getting hurt. And if a snake tried to attack one of my babies, then that snake would quickly become a belt. Well, that's the way to go about it, Jock, is like, live and let live. You go over there and be you, and I'll stay over here and be me. And the same thing with like mice, or rats. I know rats exist. I know rats exist in the world. I saw a rat at the butcher shop a couple of days ago. But I didn't throw my groceries in the air and run away. I was like, okay, rat, you go do you, and I'm going to be over here doing me. Of course, if I see a rat in my house, well, first of all, a rat or a mouse wouldn't come into my house because I have 6 cats. And that mouse would quickly learn that it is not the top of the food chain. But there's different, if I had having a fear of freshly baked bread is one thing, but having a fear of the ocean or sharks or lions, that's just being smart. Plus, there's varying degrees. It's like there are there are little garden snakes who there are little garden snakes that don't bother me. I mean, that's going to spook you because it's something foreign that you're not expecting. It's going to spook you. There's a difference between like a little garden snake and a 10-foot long python. So, being afraid of sirens, I wouldn't call that stupid. Like, I would. When I hear a siren, I get worried, and I'm not sure if that's the same as being afraid of it, because like when you hear a siren, it's never good. It's always something's on fire, someone is dying, someone is in trouble, you know. So it's jarring. No one wants to wake up to a siren. No one wants to hear a siren when they're, in their house. Because, if I hear a siren, the first thing I do is I go out and look up front. I'm like, okay, is my house on fire? Is the neighbor's house on fire? That's I wouldn't say that's, I'd say that's a normal reaction. Eight. I understand that, Gabriel. Sirens are meant to be loud and piercing. So some people have a severe reaction to those kinds of sounds where it hits them in a certain spot in their brain where they get nauseated or severely uncomfortable. So I wouldn't say that's I wouldn't say that that's weird at all. I guess fear is something it's relative. Am I afraid of, Paranormal Activity? No, that movie doesn't scare me. However, if you're turning a corner and someone just goes, bah, you get scared for a second. So, fear is one of those, like a frog doesn't scare me. But if I'm walking outside and a frog jumps out in front of me, I'll be like, ah, oh, it's just a frog, it's okay. If an alligator jumps out, I'd be like, oh, it's an alligator, I'm dead. So... Because I've seen those pictures where it's like they show some kind of grotesque monster, and they would say, and the caption says what would you do if you woke up in the middle of the night and this was at the foot of your bed? And I would say if I'm dead asleep and I wake up and the first thing I see is a basket of kittens at my feet, I'm going to be terrified because I just fucking woke up. It could be anything. It could be a hot chick, just huge tits, no clothes on, with those come hither eyes and those big, beautiful dick sucking lips. I'm gonna wake up and be like, ah, because I just woke up. Of course, that fear would quickly subside. That split second, I'm gonna be terrified. There was a hide and seek game that seemed really like an actual game or a movie. Because I've heard my one of my ex-girlfriends was telling me about the movie. Oh, like a video game or like an actual hide and seek, moving around and with people. I remember my girlfriend was one of my ex-girlfriends was telling me about a movie called Hide and Seek, or I'm trying to remember what it was. It was something like a woman went with her fiance to spend time with with his family, and they had a ritual where they would play a game of hide and seek, and if they found you, they would kill you or something. She said it was good. I never saw it. Oh. That doesn't sound fun at all, Gabriel. Because I'm too fat. I can't fit in most places. You know, if I was a little skinny guy, you know, maybe I could hide in a drawer or something. But like, it's hard for me to hide behind most stuff. They would find me really quick because I'd be the guy trying desperately to hide behind something with my gut hanging out. Like, I hope they don't find me. Yeah, in Virginia, the only thing that we really get in our backyard is like deer occasionally. Uh, you know, places in Florida, the alligators just walk around and they're so used to it that that they just shrug it off, you know? But it's also like places in like the Northwest where, you know, it's kind of known like, okay, well, make sure that you have a big fence because there are bears walking around. And I'm not sure that I could look out my window and see a bear walking around and not be like, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and write my will out and I'm going to go ahead and grab this shotgun and try and take this bear down because I don't want him busting through my front door, hoping to get some of my pizza. Am I restricted to a certain area, Gabriel? Because, like, if the game starts and I can just get into a car and drive like 3 states away, I mean, technically I'm hiding in a car. So could I just drive away and then come back? Come back the next day and be like, okay, I won. You guys didn't find me. Got a good shoulder look right here. And there's a pretty good hump where you can see my elbow and my shoulder. So my shoulder's not looking too bad. It's not looking great. It got a little bit of a tricep hang down. I need to find a way to constantly look, like my shoulders are well defined, even though I'm not doing anything. I would have to see a copy of the rules, Gabriel, because it seems like there might be some loopholes in here. Like, am I armed? If the demon finds me, can I kill it? And what if I get to wear a cross? Or what if I get to hide in a church? Oh, limited inside the house. What if I have a Bible? Can I hit the demon with the Bible? What if I say I don't believe in demons? Does the demon disappear? Because that's what happened to Freddy Krueger. They just said, well, I don't believe in you, and he disappeared. Am I able to scare the demon off with my terrible smell? Or just flex at it really hard? We're gonna have to get a copy of these rules, Gabriel, and I'm gonna have to run it by my lawyer. Although, I'd probably have to, if there's a demon involved, then I'm sure that if I were to win, and my deepest desire were to be at my front door the next day, how do I know it's not going to be some kind of monkey paw thing where it's like, okay, well, you asked for $1 million, and you go out there and you see big duffel bags full of cash, and you go to pick them up, and all of a sudden the cops pull in and they say, hey, that money was just stolen from the bank, and it's in your hands, so you're going to jail now. Oh, there you go, Jock. That's a good way to disperse of any demon. Or it's one of those things where it's like, my biggest desire is world peace. So I wake up the next morning, and everybody in the world has, there's no more violence. Everybody's peaceful. We don't have any guns or ways to protect ourselves because we don't need it. And then a bunch of aliens show up, and they have sharpened sticks, and they say, hey, now we're taking over the earth. And we're like, oh shit, we're peaceful, and now we're slaves. I would have to imagine that if you're playing a game with a demon, they're not going to play by the rules. I mean, unless it's like a game with death from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. So like you if you challenge death to a game of Guess Who, you know, he's got to play by the rules. I drink too much water and I eat too often to play any game that has such strict time frames. Because if the game starts at 8 p.m. and I have to hide in one place until 6 a.m. the next day, you know, I'm gonna be hungry. I'll be like, hey, can we pause the game, Mr. Demon? I want to get a peanut butter sandwich. And then I'm dead. And that doesn't seem fair. I'm gonna do a couple of rows, but I'm just gonna pull it a little bit to try and get my traps engaged. I've seen enough movies that tell me that demons do not play fair, and no matter how good you are at something, they will win. So, if I were forced into said game, I would probably just get a lampshade and put it over my head and try to stand really still next to the couch, and maybe the demon will be trying to think so hard about where I could be that he would miss the 270-pound man wearing a lampshade on his head. And he would look at me and say, okay, no one's that stupid. No one's stupid enough just to stand there. So I'm going to go check these kitchen cabinets real fast. Or, hey, I bet he's under the bed. And then, you know, boom, I win. But then again, the people who always survive in horror movies, they're always the final girl. You know, the maybe shy girl, or the one that you don't expect to survive, but they do. You know, the big fat guy like me, they don't survive horror movies. You know. It doesn't work. I don't know if Scream covered that, but the big fat hillbilly who's over there chewing tobacco. Like, I don't believe demons even exist. That dude's dying. I haven't been to church in a while, so I probably need to flip through my Bible to see how to defeat demons. The only thing I know is not to accept an apple that is given to you by a snake. And that's basically the extent of my religious knowledge. Although I have seen Tales from the Crypt Demon Night like 30 times. So might be okay. Never trust Billy Zane. That's the point of that movie. Yeah, I've considering what my job is, I'm pretty sure that on a daily basis I break most of the deadly sins. It's like, okay, well, I'm gonna sit on my ass all day, sloth. I'm gonna eat an entire pizza by myself, gluttony. I'm going to record myself doing ungodly things, lust. I'm going to wish I was somebody else who's in better shape than I am, envy. I'm going to take pictures of myself so that other people can compliment me, pride. Guess I really don't have wrath. And what was the other one? I don't remember what the other one was. Either way, I don't think God would be too excited. Oh, greed. Yes, I did miss greed. Guess I really don't have greed. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty cheap, but I don't think that's greed. I don't know. I'm sure everything we do is is a sin. I mean, we live in an age where sin is uh, I wouldn't say encouraged, but not frowned upon, maybe as it should be. While I was trying to think, the main reason I know my seven deadly sins is because that movie Seven. I was like, okay, what did Morgan? I was trying to remember Morgan Freeman's uh, speech. That was a good movie. I should rewatch that. I don't think lying is a sin. It's not one of the seven, at least. It's not good. I try not to lie either. I mean, we all lie. You know, we look in the mirror and we lie to ourselves. You know, someone asks our opinion on something and we don't want to hurt their feelings, so you lie. You know, uh, I don't know. It's probably a murky area. I would have to imagine that you're pretty safe with most things. I would have to imagine that that guy would be pretty cool. Like, okay, well, you know, you gave some money to a homeless person. Sure, you jerked off a little bit too much, but you know, you didn't kill anybody. So, you know, all things considered, you did pretty good. You know. Like, you could have been worse. Like, I'm not going into the backwoods and, you know, murdering hamsters with a hammer to get my, you know, to get my cock hard. So can't be all bad. It's like I pay my damn taxes. I I uh I keep to myself. I tried to deliberately hurt anybody. So I would have to imagine God's pretty cool. Although it's hard to say. You know, some people will say that, you know, if you don't go to church, you're going to hell. Other people will say that God is all around us. So I didn't mean to turn this into a discussion on religion, even especially considering I'm woefully ignorant on the subject. But that Seven movie sure was good. I think I'll do one more set and I'll call it a day. I'll tell you a funny story about Seven. I first saw Seven, I would say, when I was 10 years old. And here's why. My mom and I would go to a little drive-in theater that was like 30 minutes from our house. We would go there on the weekends together, and they would show a couple of movies. You know, like 2 movies, maybe 3 movies, and it would be like $8 for the carload, right? So we would go there. They had a little diner, so you could go in there, get a cheeseburger or something, and I'd have to see what else came out around that time. But I bet we went to see a double feature. Some movie that I would watch, like I don't know, like Rookie of the Year or you know, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers or something. And the second movie was Seven, or maybe the third movie was Seven. I'm not sure. I remember falling asleep and waking up to just like the worst images. You know, the image of the guy with the giant fucking knife dildo, and then falling asleep, and then waking up and seeing John Doe covered in blood, waking up and seeing a giant red cross as they go through his apartment. You know, waking up and seeing that shriveled up guy who was missing his hand. He was brain dead. So it took me a couple of years to go back and revisit that movie and watch it and be like, oh, okay, this movie wasn't so bad. I couldn't have been older than 10 or 11 years old. That's my 7 story. Alright, we'll do one more set and we'll call it... Wow, it's been an hour and 12. We've been talking about movies. Lost track of time. That's alright. I'd rather talk than work out tonight. See, usually on a back row, what you would do is you would bring your shoulders back and then pull through and engage your lats. Well, what I'm trying to do now is just roll my shoulders back and engage that lower trap. Just trying to bring it back and then bring it forward. Because the trap muscle, it has a vertical and a horizontal. So by rolling your shoulders back, you're exercising it, you're compressing it, and then you're bringing it out. So that's what I heard. That's what I read. So rather than just doing like shoulder shrugs, I'm trying to roll my shoulders back, engage that lower trap, and then bring it out. Not so much that I'm pulling with this. I don't want to pull with this, I want to pull with this. I want to bring my shoulders back. I'm still probably getting a lot more back than I should. But we'll know that tomorrow when I do back day. If my back is already hurting, then we know that I did this incorrectly, or maybe with too much weight. But I'm just trying to pull with my shoulders, pull with my elbows. I mean, I'm definitely feeling it in my traps, but I don't know. I think tomorrow. See, like from what I was reading and trying to learn up, was that a lot of things are going to work on your traps. Any kind of row is going to work on your traps. But I'm just trying to engage them a little bit more. And I'd heard that before. I just I didn't do it as much as I should have. But like even doing the face pulls I was doing earlier, I'm pulling with my shoulders, but I'm still engaging. All of those muscles are right there. So like every little thing you do is going to activate some kind of little muscle. So I'm just trying to optimize my workout so that I'm not just working the horizontal with my traps, but I'm not just working the vertical, but I'm working the horizontal as well. I'm trying to activate that upper back lower trap. It's one of those times that I wish I had a personal trainer. But then I would probably just be listening to a guy who doesn't know what he's talking about. because as I found out, everybody you see online that tells you how to work out is immediately discredited by somebody else. You can have 50 people who look like they were chiseled out of granite, who have bodies like Greek gods. And one person will tell you how to do this, and the next person will say, that person is completely stupid. I'll tell you how to do it. And then the third guy will say, both those guys are stupid. I'll tell you how to do it. So I would have thought that working out was more of a science, where it's like, okay, this is exactly how you do it. But no, it's like art. It's like jazz, where, it's just everybody's just kind of doing their own funky interpretation of what they think it should be. And I'm just over here with a dunce cap on, drooling, saying, okay, I'll do that today. I should probably get an anatomy book and figure out what muscles I have and how to activate them. But that would require me actually buying a book, and I have a strict rule about literature, is that unless it contains professional wrestling or naked women, which I guess an anatomy book would have naked women in it, but that just ruins my argument, so I'm not going to bring that up. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I'm going to go ahead and take a shower. I am going to get some food. I think I have a little bit of tuna salad left, so I might add a little bit more tuna to that tuna salad. Eat it with a little bit of crackers. Maybe I'll cut off some chunks of cheddar cheese and scoop that up with that. Really appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight, Jock and Gabriel. I hope that you guys are able to get some sleep. I hope that your tummy doesn't upset you too much tonight, Gabriel, and you're able to get some sleep. I know that eating some spicy food, it can mess me up for a while. I'm not as young as I used to be, so even something as benign as like a pasta sauce, there's too much garlic in it. I'll be tasting it for days. So, but you guys have a great rest of your day. Jock, you take care, buddy. Get some sleep. Gabriel, get some Rolaids and get some sleep. And we'll be back on here tomorrow with back and biceps day, which is always fun. You guys